Still crying about breakdown. We're getting no breakdown.
You know what? I know that we live in a time now where we're used to getting everything on both sides, paint jobs notwithstanding, and that I should accept that not necessarily getting everything is not a new thing or anything. But I don't understand this. Like, Archer can throw around all the corporate buzzwords, pricing and structures and goalposts and what the people want.
Yeah, I mean, there's reasons we can't get this specific breakdown toy, but it doesn't explain why.
I don't understand why there isn't a breakdown toy. You know, it's one thing whenever you're talking about Armada or not Armada, but Energon or Cybertron or one of these shows with big casts where the seventh guy from the left doesn't get made, and maybe somebody goes, "Oh, it would be nice if we could have had that one dude," but it's not. You know, it's not a giant gaping. There are like 5 dudes on each side in Prime, and I'm not knocking the show for that, but why is one of those 5 dudes? I mean, why are we not getting a breakdown? It's like I can understand why we're not getting this breakdown. If this truly was a Takara originated mold that does not work within the confines of the pricing structure and whatever that has, okay, why was breakdown left to Takara? He was one of literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 named, like 7 if you count the Viacons, like Decepticon characters in season 1. And why were you? I mean, I know Prime's whole thing was that it was a cartoon first to prove its strength as an IP, and Hasbro was an IP company over just a toy advert and everything. But you got to have some level of synergy. You know, we've had toys of the guest character Autobots who have appeared in like 1 or 2 episodes each before we have had breaks. Exactly. Why? It's not. I understand what you're saying with the monetary things. I would just like this. This is one of those just straight up, please answer it questions that nobody ever seems to have the cojones on them to just ask at a convention for straight. Why did you not make a breakdown?
Well, we asked that at Comic-Con, and Aaron Archer just said it was.
Yeah, you got your double speak answer.
Right, exactly. He was like, no, it's same standards, cost wise.
No, but I mean, did you actually phrase the sentence? Did you ask what about the breakdown, or did you say why did you not make a breakdown?
Well, we didn't know. I mean, that's the question.
Yeah, you didn't know at the time. Yeah,
I mean, that's the next question you would ask is why didn't you make the breakdown? But he said that it was not, they know it's available and that's,
hey, that's great, Aaron. Why didn't you make it?
And then he was asking, well, they did ask about, they did ask about, like, why it was produced differently. He said that usually they don't, well, he said per se, they don't develop things, together, like, I guess.
Hey, that's great, Aaron. You didn't develop them together. Why didn't you start development of one of the main characters from the show?
Right, so he was saying that they didn't develop them together. They are aware of each other's molds, and they're like, "Oh, you're developing Wheeljack? Okay, I'll bring it too. I'll work on it as well at the same time." Yada yada. So it just seems like maybe they didn't expect Breakdown to be so popular or something.
I don't give a shit about popularity. I'm not that enamored with Breakdown as a character. He's one of 7 dudes. Why is he not on my shelf?
Yeah, and what about, like, the, like, Dreadwing and,
they have Dreadwing in the works already from season 2. And aside from everything else, like, this just really calls into question, is that why Breakdown is dead now? Did they have him off unceremoniously like that because they weren't going to do a toy and they needed to correct their mistake? If that's the case, why does it look like Breakdown is going to be the culmination of the mech plot that was basically kicked off with Mech's first appearance and led up to the whole Project Chimera thing, all their subsequent appearances leading into Nemesis Prime to lead to this, in which Breakdown is a key factor, even if he is dead. I was hoping that, Breakdown would still haunt Silas in some respect, like Echo of his Spark or Leftover Data Trick or something, and he and Silas would fight for control of his body. But now I'm really doubting that, because why should they give such time to the character that they, for some... okay. Okay.
Well, what about Cyrus? I mean, that's what Takara is doing. I mean, they're doing a Cyrus story.
I mean, I know it's a recolor, but
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and on fairness, they originally
going
to make a Skyquake, and then they said, "Hey, we're just going to do a Dreadwing, then we'll put out a Skyquake," which makes even less sense, right? Because Skyquake is now dead, and he's not in the show
twice over.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an easy repaint, so I'm not going to hold that against him.
No, I mean, I get that part of it, but they're still releasing Toy of Dead character.
Yeah.
You know, they could release Breakdown into a recolor or two, like Takara's already planning.
Yeah, it's like the number of recolors is it like because they had to go ahead and develop him independently that Takara are bringing the life from the molds to justify
what is that?
it?
Like, they're on the third, right? So they're on Breakdown, then they're on the stylish version, and then as well as Swerve, right? So there's 3 of them.
And see what I would have liked, now that I've seen the Cyberverse one, get Breakdown here, recolor as Outback.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually, it's a good fit for that vehicle form. I kind of dig that.
I just, it's one of those situations where I would just like to know more. I would just like to know why when there is such, it's like having a Beast Wars storyline and not having a Tigatron. Or I suppose if you want to make a direct comparison, not having a Black Arachnia. Okay, no, not having an Inferno for the level of importance the character has. Like,
yeah, I think Inferno, I think, is a good fit. Yeah, it would be like not having Inferno for Beast Wars. It's just
Quick Strike, maybe.
Well, Quick Strike was season 2, so I'm just purely limiting it to characters from.
Okay, season 1. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, on that level,
characters added to the cast. Like, I'm not saying Breakdown was the most wonderful character or anything, and I'm not one of these people who is in such a tizzy over his death that they've mentally rewritten his role in the show to have him be one of the most interesting members of the cast. 2005 boards! Bam! But I'm just really confused as to why we're not getting the toy.
Right.
And why it seems to have been their plan that we would never get the toy.
Maybe they have to hold something for October,
I mean, I'm getting a toy. I just have to pay like 3 times the retail price. What figure would be worth to get it.
Although, the funny thing is, I'm beginning to wonder if they had always planned on, they might have just canceled it at one point there because it was a Cybertron Con where they said we're making a Breakdown toy, right?
They did, yeah. It was an Asia convention. It was a Hasbro convention. Yeah, exactly.
That's a joint Hasbro Takara convention. And why would Hasbro be like, announce this, come over and announce this thing?
I'm wondering if there's something about the design of the toy that isn't allowing it to pass American standards.
There's something we're not being told.
I think his chest is...
Yeah, because...
it turns into a gigantic spike that drives itself into a child's eye.
It could be. I mean, that's, I wouldn't put that past Takara, because they hate children.
Well, no, the art of Micro Online is supposed to be about kids.
Yeah, well, but I don't know. It's like, it almost makes me wonder if there's something about the design of that particular figure that can't be changed, that, I mean, it is a big hunk of plastic. And that's got to be pretty cost prohibitive.
Like, I don't buy into the people who are rationalizing that he doesn't have clear plastic, so obviously Hasbro couldn't possibly release him.
There is truly clear plastic in the forearms from what I've read.
That's what I've heard too, yeah.
And
it's like, I don't know. There's something we're not being told about that, and it's annoying me because it's even though he's dead now, it's still a noticeable hole.
Right.
Yeah. Besides, I'm gonna want this figure for when whatever third party makes the head replace with the eye patch. So
that's it. We've already seen that the Silas repaint of this in black at that convention, and it looked like he had an eye patch head.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have that, right? Because if not, they wouldn't call him the Cyrus repaint.
Right. Well, I mean, they did change his color.
Or he's just going to have a no eye socket. That'd be even better. Can you imagine if he just didn't have an eye?
Yeah. I don't know. It's strange. It is strange.
I'm looking forward to the resolution in the show, but I'm really hoping that, Breakdown is going to haunt Silas in some respect, and he and Silas will fight for control of his body, and then probably, what I would like to see happen would be that that's happening, and whatever it is, I don't know whether it's over the course of one episode or multiple episodes or whatever, and whatever evil plot Mech tries to enact using Stylus in Breakdown, Breakdown is able to seize control of the body just long enough to let Bulkhead destroy him, adding some closure to their relationship by him allowing him to destroy him in order to stop Mech from doing anything. Of course, then I realized that means Bulkhead has to not die. I don't know where that's going.
Find out this fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, find out when new episodes come back.
I am
fall.
so behind on Prime, too. I gotta catch up.
It's off the air right now.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I've only seen like 3 or 4 episodes of the season that just ended, so.
Well, no, it's on hiatus right now.
Right, what I'm saying is, the last episode I saw was Drill, or whatever, where I didn't actually see it, but like that's the episode I'm up to, where they interrogate,
yeah.
I guess so, yeah, the clip show.
Yeah, well, there's only like 5 more after that.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying I still need to catch up to current.
Well, get to work, boy.